Hi there, my name is Pablo Requena. I am a guitar maker, and in this video we are gonna look at a very specific aspect of the process of making a rosette. So basically what we're gonna look at is how to bend the strips of herringbone. So here I've got a few strips ready to go, and here you can see these beautiful strips of herringbone made of a few different colors. And if what you want to do is to learn how to build these elements, the herringbone, a few years ago I made a video which you can find in my YouTube channel, and there I explain absolutely everything, the whole process about how to do this. But bending it, which is perhaps not covered so much in that video, is what I want to talk about today, because it is a little bit of a tricky process. Very easy when you know what to do. So I've got here a couple of strips of herringbone. You can see we're going to be bending these ones, but I also have a strip of what I call half herringbone, which is basically this angled strip, which you can also find sometimes going around the rosette. And there's a few key things about these strips to be able to bend them. In this one here, for example, you can see that we have a black strip of veneer in one side, but it doesn't have it in the other side. This is because if we have the black in both sides already, making it like the final element in the rosette would be, it's going to be really quite hard to bend. So we're actually going to bend it with only one of them, and then once it's been bent, that's when, as we assemble all the components of the rosette, that's why we are also going to bend the individual strip that will go together with this one, but it will go into the rosette as a separate element. It's sort of similar when you have the full herringbone. So in this one you can see that there is a very thin white strip in the middle. You don't see it so much in the white and in the red, but in the black you can see very clearly. And basically this is the core of the herringbone, which is holding everything together. The same, I don't have a veneer in the two outsides, which there will be a veneer in next to it when it's on the rosette, but I don't want to have the veneer when I'm bending it, because what will happen is that even though it will be much more steady in terms of how, because at the moment it's very kind of delicate, it's very easy to break. So it'll give you a sense that, okay, you can manage it better and it's not going to break so easily. But when you try to bend it, it's going to be that much more complicated. So it's going to be a lot easier to bend it at this stage, where we only have the internal veneer, which is holding everything together, but not with the two in the outside, which it will have later on in the rosette. So the bending iron that you normally find is this type, which is the one that is widely available in the market. Let me just take this cable out of here. So this bending iron, it's great, especially if you want to make a violin, but when it comes to making a guitar, yes, it's very useful, but as you can see, this shape is not really designed for the guitar. This shape is being thought for making violins. So if this is the iron that you have, then you're going to have to be a little bit more careful how to use it, and try to use the more kind of even curve of the iron, so this section here. But what I really recommend is that you make your own bending iron, one like this. This one is already hot, and this one, it's one that also I show how to make this bending iron in one of my videos that you'll find in my channel. I did this several years ago. This is a really that simple device. It's just a light bulb inside a steel tube, which I have a cap welded. There's many things you could use. You could get an aluminum or metal bottle and cut the bottle and put it upside down. There are many ways of doing this, but basically this is a lot easier because this is an even curve. It's just a proper circle. So this is what we're actually going to use to do the bending. So I'm going to put this in the vise to hold it well. And now we're gonna see how to bend these strips. So I'm gonna start explaining a little bit about the single strip. This is the easiest element to bend. So when you have a strip like this, which is one of the strips that we will be using in a rosette, this is 0.5 of a millimeter in thickness and 2.5 millimeters in width. The width really depends on the way that you build your rosette, but you know, about 2.5 millimeters is probably what you could be doing. So to bend this, it really is very simple because you don't even need to wet it. It's very flexible already, but you can break it. So what you're gonna do is that you're gonna grab yourself a sacrificial piece of wood so that you can hold the end really nice and steady, and then you want to have tension into here. You don't want to be bending like that. You want to have the tension here, and this tension, it's very important because then that's when you know you can just go quite quickly. You don't need to really hold or wait too much because the strip is very flexible and very thin, and as long as you keep the tension in the strip, then you know that you're going to be able to bend it. And then here I'm just going to hold this near the metal without bending myself, and now you can see the shape is here. Now this is very flexible, so I'm not going to really make an effort to try and get the right dimension here. This will go from quite small to quite big, and this is really quite easy to do. But I wanted to show that because that tension that we had in the bending, that is a key element or a key aspect of the bending of these strips. So we're going to start now bending the single herringbone. I've got one here which is just an offcut, so this one is actually going to die in the process. So I say it's going to die in the process because I'm going to show what not to do here. So in this one you have one black strip of veneer holding everything together, but it's not in the other side. So normally you would bend this with the black veneer that it's holding everything together to the outside, and you always do that because this is the way that this is gonna the outside veneer I'm pulling nice and tight here, so I'm not allowing this thing to happen. I don't know if you can see that the strip is separating from the tube there. That it's a problem. So if you have tension, then you'll see that you have contact all the time. So you can see this is going to go around very well, but look at what would happen if I had the veneer to the inside. So can you see this is already starting to fall apart, and the sections of wood are going to separate, and you can see that very well in here. So that's going to be a bit of an issue because all of this is going to want to separate, and look, this is also coming apart. So this is going to be a problem. By the time you start trying to put this together in the rosette, this is just going to give you one headache after another. So this, I didn't mind doing this with this one because it's just an offcut. It's too thin already, so I cannot use it. So, but it was a good way of demonstrating how not to do this. But here I'm going to do the bending on a proper one. This is the right dimension. In here, this is 2.5 millimeters in width, and this is 1.5 millimeters in width here. And the reason why I do it 1.5 is because I want the total thickness of this element to be 2 millimeters. So if I have half a millimeter for this veneer here, and then I will have later on another veneer here, which will come separately, but it will be there in the rosette, the total will be 2 millimeters. So this on its own needs to be 1.5. So the way to bend this is, like I was saying earlier, you want to have the black veneer to the outside, hold it at the very end, and then keep the tension. And in here I'm not going to be too quick because I want the heat to go into the wood so that it goes soft and we can bend it. If I try to do this too quickly, it will not be hot enough and then it will break. But because the black veneer in the outside is embracing everything, all of this is going to stay in shape, and even though the glue is being softened by the heat, when it cools down, everything will remain in one piece and it will go in really well. So you can see this is always have contact, the strip always has contact against the metal, and this is by keeping the tension on my right hand. Now here I'm going to try to come as close as I can to the metal without bending myself, and I'm just going to leave it there for a few moments, and now I can remove it. Now while it's still hot, this one I need to have more or less the dimension that I want to have. So for example here, for the inner part of the rosette, it will be the right dimension, so I wouldn't do anything. But if I wanted to have it in the outside, what I would do is, while it's still a little bit warm, I'm going to force it open into the shape like that, and then what I will do is to get actually I've got a little bit of a flat here and I don't want that, so I'm going to bring it to there and I'm going to see if I can bend it a little bit more, because I want to be able to utilize that end here. I don't want to bend myself, so this is when it's quite handy to have nails, not just for playing the guitar but for this kind of thing. So just with one of these little clips, I can clip this in here, and this will have more or less the dimension that it needs to have. And we do this because when this strip cools down, then it will be quite rigid and it won't be so easy to stretch it to get the right diameter. So you can see this is very straightforward, and in a few moments this will be cold enough so that it doesn't need to be held anymore. So we're going to put that one to one side. I will be bending this, well actually I can do it now really. As we're here, we might as well get the job done because it's only going to take a second. So this one the same, I hold it right at the end, keep the tension on my right hand, and then I bring it over . Okay, so this is long enough, but I'm going to bend the whole thing anyway, and that way I know I got an even curve and I can just cut off a little bit of both ends when it comes to fit it in the rosette. But now I know that this is going to have more or less the right dimension here. So what I'm going to do is to get one of these in there and another one in here, and this is got the dimension that I think it will be more or less appropriate for later on. So you can see this is very easy, very straightforward. Right, now we're going to have a look at how to bend the full herringbone. This one is actually a little bit more tricky, and it's very easy to break, because the problem is that now one side of the herringbone is being embraced and protected and held by the center strip in here, but the outer side, it's vulnerable in the same way that this one was, and we don't want to have the same problem that we had here with this one. So what we're actually going to do is that we are going to use a sacrificial strip. So this is a strip of veneer, 0.5, basically the same kind of material that I've used to do the rest of them. This is about 10 millimeters in width. And the idea here is that if I put this together, I just hold them together like this, okay? And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use the outer strip to hold everything together. So I'm actually going to have the tension on the outer strip, which means that then the outer strip, the white, is going to be doing the job of keeping everything together while I'm bending. In here I had to go a little bit more slowly because I've got double the amount of wood, and I need to make sure that the heat is going to go in properly. But you can see, as long as you keep the tension on the white strip, and the white strip is on top of the herringbone strip, then we're going to be good. So it's a little tricky, but it is doable. So now I have broken some in the past, and I think this one actually I'm going a bit too fast, so I can hear how some of the strips want to come apart. So I'm just going to go a little bit more slowly to allow the heat to go in. And if it breaks, hopefully it will break at a length that we can still use. Right, we're nearly there. So you can see I'm really holding on to this white strip, and now because the herringbone strip is shorter than the white strip outside, I can bring it really close and utilize the whole strip right to the end. Oops, it's come out. Okay, well, it's done. You can see it's all been bent really well, and it's all in one piece. There's a little bit of a flake happening in there, so it means we're going to have to be really careful with this when we fit it into the rosette. But you can see that this has done the job. I'm sweating a little bit because honestly this is so hot, so having your face on top of it is really going to make you hot, but hey, it's a good job for the winter. But yes, basically you can see this is a little bit tricky, but if you give yourself a bit of time and don't rush it, then you know that you will be able to bend the strips properly. So now you're going to need another, because this one is going to be a bit tricky to use now, so throw this one in the bin, cut yourself another strip, and then you can bend the other one. Usually you need two for one rosette. So this is it for today. I hope you found it helpful, and until the next video.